Hey everyone, welcome to the We Like Wrestling Podcast. I'm Jared. I'm here with Justin.
Yo.
John.
Hey, everybody.
CM Punk has made up his decision. Made up his mind.
We've opened with CM Punk. Can we get off this fucking subject now? Speaking of that, I have a subject about piece of CM Punk.
So CM Punk went to NXT.
Look who it is. He's ever going to get off CM Punk.
It's the hot topic.
Yeah. And then he showed up on Raw, said that Adam Pearce had the best offer, signed the contract, and then out comes Seth Rollins.
It cuts the Hangman Page promo.
He cut the same promo he cut on Cody.
No, he cuts the same promo that Hangman Page cut on Punk.
But Seth also said the same thing to
I
Cody.
will defend you against this place.
Seth said to Cody, "You're gonna bash the throne, bash this place. Come back here. This isn't your home. I'm gonna protect this place." Same thing he said to Punk.
But the thing is,
So Seth cut a heel promo?
Seth is, yes, ever since War Games, Seth has been heel.
He's a real life heel towards Punk.
No, he's not.
Because he was on the face side of War Games, so is he?
Ever since then he's been.
He's like
heel.
a tweener,
Yeah. No,
like Owens.
No, he pretty much turned heel.
Punk is the face because he's so popular right now.
He faced Jay, and Jay's super face. So.
Oh yeah, he has a match with McIntyre, but McIntyre's a heel.
McIntyre's heel, yeah.
So
Yeah, who?
Seth. Seth has a title match against Drew.
When?
Is it on Raw next week?
Next week.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man, they're really packing these Raws with title matches and shit.
So is Seth just like Stone Cold? Like, oh, I just want to wrestle. I don't care.
I
mean, he's a champion, and people coming after him, heel or face, he's defending against it. So
Well,
I
that's
guess
what
that's
MJF
the
is
point.
doing, right? Like,
Yeah.
But
No,
he hates CM Punk. That's what he said.
Yeah.
On the-
So I do have one thing. This is the only thing I want to talk about CM Punk. He should bring back the Fire Burns.
Yeah.
The lyrics. All I've ever wanted was destiny to be fulfilled. It is in my hands, I must not fail. How fucking fitting is that, him coming back to WWE with it? I must not fail. Even through the darkest day, this fire burns. Those are the lyrics to the fucking song. He had it back in the day. It meant
ECW,
nothing.
yeah.
Now, well, no, he had it up until Cult of Personality.
Yeah. He debuted with that
until,
song. Yeah.
up until Money in the Bank, right?
I think so, yeah.
Never more to be held down by the waves against me, never more to be cast aside. The days are mine. Come on. If Cody Rhodes gets a song that fucking tells his story, Punk needs to go back to this. The Cult of Personality, as much as I fucking love that song, and when I hear it, it gets stuck in my fucking head.
and I'm sure they paid a pretty penny to license
and I
it.
will sing it for days. I've been singing it ever since he came back. Since before he came back, I was fucking singing it.
I think Cult of Personality is to CM Punk what Metalingus is to Edge.
I
Like
think
he paid. I don't know if he paid, but it's his song.
I'm sure it would be great to debut it back at WrestleMania. So whoever he wrestles, you start with the and then it goes into Fire Burns, and I think the crowd will pop.
But that song has that static in the beginning of it anyway.
No, it has like a drum, like
The Fire Burns.
yeah, it has a super heavy drum.
I feel like it would have made more sense for him to come back with that song. Like
No, come back, no, because people might not remember the song. People are gonna come in their pants to the and the fucking Cult of Personality. And I love that song. It's also a fitting song. It's a great song. It should have gotten more radio play than it did, to be honest.
It was a big hit back in the day.
It was a hit. It was not a big hit.
that's their only hit.
It's their only song.
Yeah.
Hey, saw them. They played it 15 times.
Seth.
The problem was back then they were marketed as, oh look, it's an all black rock band. There's many of these.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about them. And then once that,
But really, they had something to say in their lyrics, and it was actually good. Yeah.
And once that,
it's like Smash Mouth.
novelty
Smash Mouth is like that.
wore off.
They have real things to say in their lyrics. So that shit's political and shit.
but all the people with a goofy all star.
Yeah, because of the fucking what's the movie that
Shrek or whatever, yeah.
Shrek. Yeah, there we go.
Seth's contract runs out around June.
Seth's not going anywhere. Shut up.
So
Oh please, they're gonna back up the money truck for him.
Seth Rollins, I think he has a real love for that. I think he really might see himself as putting even his best friend left. You know? But he stayed the course. Roman, he leaves every fucking 6 months or whatever.
He wrestles every 6
Yeah.
months.
Well, but do you think as the last like 5 years he jumped ship, and then after that he's a family man?
Who? What?
Seth goes to AEW.
No. What's he got to do to
or
AEW?
or run the Indies?
Seth? No, I think that's,
Seth is like Orton and Cena.
I
He's
think that
there
would
for like
be-
20 years.
I think he sees this as this is his baby. When Orton's out, he puts it on his back. We'll see it later on in time. We'll see that he's the guy. He's the John Cena. No, he doesn't have the personality and the merch sales and all that.
and the crossover.
He's the guy that took this and went, I got it. Okay, Dean left. I got it. Roman wants to go home and play tea parties with his daughter. I got it.
What about
The commercial?
what about Steen and Generico?
No, that would be great to see them leave.
Do you, so
No, with no hard feelings, just to leave. And again, Kevin Steen, Generico, I believe, did wrestle for New Japan a few times. But it might have been Pro Wrestling Noah, so I'm not sure. But yeah, I'd see both of them going and doing like New Japan. Again, one of those check it off the list type things.
'Cause I feel
when
like-
Steen came into to NXT, let's say, he was hot off of ROH, which was the biggest he had ever done, and at that time was ever going to do. I think, like guys like Jim Cornette, who was in ROH at that time, didn't even think Steen should be in the main event picture of ROH, let alone could ever be anything somewhere else. I think Jim Cornette has now eaten those words. I think he'd have to say like, okay, he did it, he's good. But Generico or Sami Zayn.
I feel like this really feels like Kevin Owens' goodbye tour.
It does. It really does.
Because the first Mania after re-signing, him and Sammy teamed up.
No. First Mania after re-signing him and Stone
Seth?
Cold.
No.
Him and Stone Cold.
No, because I thought that was when they had the tag titles against Shane and that was
No, he
That might have
would've-
been his last one
that would've
before.
that would have been before.
Okay.
The first one was Austin. Then he got main event winning the belts with Sammy.
okay, yeah. And now this one will be against Sammy probably.
Yeah, most likely, yes.
So that would be a nice goodbye. I'll resign, but I want these matches at Mania type of thing. I just want to say
And he can go down as giving Roman Reigns probably the best matches of Roman's reign. Sorry, there's no other way to say it.
other than that fucking terrible last man standing match.
Oh, the handcuff thing. That wasn't
botched
his fault.
That was the ending that got botched, but the match was good.
Yeah.
Remember the fucking go-kart spot, or not go-kart, golf cart spot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
the empty arena, whatever. Yeah.
No, it wasn't empty.
Well, but it's Thunderdome, so
No, that wasn't Thunderdome.
wasn't it? Wasn't it during COVID?
no.
There was nobody there.
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought it was.
No. But give Owens and Zayn 30 minutes. Do like a hardcore match, street fight, whatever you want. Just kind of like the Stone Cold match. Just go out, do what you want to do, have fun.
Well, that's because Stone Cold is really limited,
Yeah.
whereas Sammy can do some things.
But have best friends beat the holy hell out of each other.
Gonna do some things.
So, recently we've been talking that we haven't really reviewed anything lately.
And I like watching old wrestling. Old bad wrestling. But good.
Ain't that the truth?
It's good.
I must say this is
I gave star ratings, motherfuckers.
so this.
Yeah.
This
there is a
definitely-
0-star match.
This
I'm
is
sure you
definitely,
can guess which one it was.
You're too nice. It should be a negative.
So
No, not what's his name? Jeff Harvey.
I'm not one to normally watch the older stuff. I've seen clips
The
of
older stuff. 1995, the older stuff.
I'm sorry. you
it. I
gotta
wasn't
watch this.
born yet.
I graduated high school.
I will say the wrestling then was a lot different.
Next, we're doing fucking AWA Wrestle Rock. Then you talk about older stuff.
When we get to the
This
main,
was the height of the new gen. This is fucking peak new gen. This is everything you could want.
Yep. You know how sports teams, they say, have a rebuild after their heyday? This is WWE's rebuild. This is their transition from
Talk about this
Hogan.
they had already rebuilt, and now they're in the Super Bowl.
this is because this isn't even close to Attitude Era yet.
No, this is.
I mean, but you get that they're
Like
going.
98 was I think 97.
I mean, this is between Hogan leaving.
What was Austin even on the card? No.
This is between that. This is the.
Well, when did Austin win King of the Ring? 96.
Yeah. No, 97. Yeah, 96.
I remember, yeah, he was
96
ringmaster for like a year.
And then Hunter won 97.
Stone Cold.
So 96 was, I guess, that promo was the leaning into Attitude Era. But yeah, so
This is the pay-per-view before the Rumble of 96.
this pay-per-view was also right around this time frame.
Yeah, December 17th, and it came from
It's
Hershey, Pennsylvania, which
Hershey, the Hershey Park Arena,
Which
as
for
it
us is like an hour away, 45 minutes an hour.
it was the Hershey Park Arena. Now it's called the Giant Center.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I assume that's one of the reasons why you picked that is because it was also local.
No.
No,
I had no idea the date or where this was. I saw one match and I was like, yeah, that's what we're doing.
it's probably not even a good match on the card.
It was a great match. You guys just don't know how to watch wrestling.
Oh, yeah, totally our fault.
I'm gonna be honest. I fell asleep during the one match,
Hopefully it was.
You should have fell asleep during every match.
and then I had to pause it and start it.
Oh my God. I watched this straight through and then started the Raw after. How are you guys not exhilarated by this?
Well, the attendance was 7,289.
That arena only holds like 11,000 though, doesn't it?
Yeah, you figure behind the one whole section they don't
that's
use
not-
because
that's
it's
pretty good especially for this time. Wrestling's not a hot ticket, so
Seems
Yeah,
like a
'cause-
small arena for like a pay-per-view.
what's what in your houses were. They were smaller shows.
right. And so going forward, I would love for us to review only B shows. Everybody knows about all the Manias and Rumbles,
SummerSlams,
Yeah,
the
everybody
Big
knows about
Five.
those. Let's review B shows or C shows in this.
This was, well, they were always like every month between the big shows.
Not even every month, but yes, mostly.
And they were like 2 hours. They were,
It was 2 hours, and then it did turn into 3 hours later on.
This was
They were cheaper.
about 3 hours.
They were cheap. No, it was 2 hours. It was cheaper.
it was like $14.95.
Yeah.
This before the first Rumble? Is that what they said?
No, the first
Did
Rumble.
you say was this before
The first Rumble was 88. It was
Rumble?
on TV.
I thought I heard.
No, it was before the 96 Rumble.
I thought I heard Vince say something about the first Rumble.
One.
There's lots of
get this-
botches.
let's get this out of the way. It happened at about. I'll tell you. It happened at the third match.
Out of 6.
Yeah,
On
it happened
TV.
at the third match, and I realized Vince McMahon does not know names of moves. It was just I heard him say maneuver, like this was like the 20th time he had said maneuver, and I was like, Vince doesn't know what
No,
it
he
is.
doesn't.
He knows nothing.
What a
about
devastating
wrestling.
maneuver. Man.
Lawler outshined him. Even when they
Oh,
were
what? Look at that one.
even when they
What
were
the
just
fuck does that mean?
even when they were just standing there talking before the first match,
Heel
like,
Lawler's funny.
so
Hill, yeah.
This
This is
is-
before like the height of good Lawler, though.
this is In Your House, December 17th, 1995.
Yep.
I guess it's 5.
In Your House
In
5.
In your house 5.
It later became the season's beatings, but originally it was just called
It was
5.
not. Yeah, I thought that. So that is that. So what? They were like retro named it
When it
after?
was, the pay-per-view was 5. The VHS,
Oh, so when it came out on
Season's
VHS,
beatings.
because it didn't say it anywhere, but I had thought
yeah.
it did. Raw the next night called it Seasons Beatings,
Yeah.
and I was like, they didn't say that
No,
anywhere,
they-
but I remember it being Seasons Beat. I remember the graphic, and it must have been the cassette graphic that had the Seasons Beatings and Brett and Bulldog.
Yeah. Because they said,
I did have you in mind with this. I did think when I saw that main, I was like, oh, well, okay, yeah, we can all enjoy that.
And during this time,
Obviously.
Sean's hurt.
that's because he
Yes,
got beat up
this
by
is-
137 Marines.
Yes, this is the Marine time, but then he got kicked in the head by Owen. But as a kid, remember, okay, so this is 95. I am, so this is December of 95, so I'm 6 years old. And I'm watching this every week. I think he literally, like, okay, don't get kicked in the side of the head or you're dead. Like, this guy's in, like, a coma somewhere in a hospital, and he's never going to wrestle again. Hook, line, sinker, man, bought this shit. This
They
was
sold it
everything-
good, too. They
Yeah.
sold it.
There was one thing about this pay-per-view that I do not remember. It must have been one of those things that you just black out from your memory.
This entire pay-per-view.
No, come on.
This is the only one I know that ever came from Hershey. Only pay-per-view that I know of.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Recently I feel like they've had some.
Pay-per-views?
Pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Pay-per-views?
Premium live events.
Either or. They're not coming to Hershey.
I don't know. Because
They hit Philly a lot. But
Calm yourself. Calm yourself. So let's open. I did not think we were this far in.
Do you want
So-
the real open or
Well,
the dark match?
what were the dark matches? I know one of it was like Sparky Plug, right?
The dark. There was one before and two after. The first one
Yeah,
was
that's right. Can you believe that dark? Like, talk about the actual main event for the people in the crowd. Go ahead, list off the darks.
we can go in order if you want. So the first,
No, it's all right. Just cover the darks. Because the fucking, what the actual audience saw as a main event, I would have fucking shit on this.
I would have left.
Yeah.
So it opened up with Savio Vega
Suavio.
beat Bob Backlund.
This is past Bob Backlund already losing the belt, having his cool run with Brett.
He's
Now
healed at this
he's
point.
just
Now
doing his thing. Is this the presidential year when he's running around going like?
Oh no!
Backlund
Would this
for
be
president?
the chicken wing everybody because he's crazy?
No, this is past that. That would have been 94 with Brett.
Oh,
Yeah, that's 94.
so he's just a legend. That's sort
I
of
think
there.
he's coming. He goes to the audience saying like, vote for Backlund. So was this a presidential year? Would it have been 96?
Is that heel or face? Because he's a
It's heel.
It's every 4 years.
Yeah, so it would have been
24.
So this would have been a presidential year, which they did talk about the fucking Monica Lewinsky thing. They make a bunch of references to it, so it must be fresh.
It lasted 4 minutes and 22 seconds. I can't imagine it was good.
Yeah. What was the other ones? Two after. Hit the two after.
Oh
One of them Sparky, right?
no!
Oh, I thought maybe. Oh, you know what? I think Sparky was on Raw.
Goldust beat Duke the Dumpster Drosy in 6 minutes and 38 seconds.
Sure.
And then here's your main. It's an 8-man tag. Barry Horowitz, Hakushi,
Bless you.
and the Smoking Guns beat Yokozuna, Isaac Yankem.
And at this point, this is like he's about like this coming up. This WrestleMania is like Yokozuna's last show.
This is mustache,
Yeah.
facial hair,
like way out of shape.
800 pounds.
Yes,
Yes.
he has already been to one. He hasn't been to Duke University yet.
But he's already been off TV to lose weight.
Yes.
And he came back heavier than ever.
Yes. And then second time is when Vader's in, which is coming up in the summer of this year. He doesn't.
Don't they fight the Rumble? They fight in the Rumble.
Yeah, but
And then-
but then they send them both away. I believe then Yoko doesn't come back. Vader does. They go. That's when they get sent to Duke University.
Yeah.
So
Is it
Yoko,
Yoko, Isaac Yankem.
who his other two partners in the trio had pretty top matches at this point.
And the Body Donnas.
Oh, who was the other one?
Isaac Yankem.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And the Body Donnas.
He's about to lose his gimmick too.
That's your main. That went 11 minutes and 38
That's
seconds.
that's the last match
That's the-
people saw.
Why would
before
you-
leaving
in the
arena.
live crowd.
Why would you stay
after Brett and Bulldog?
After Brett and Bulldog, the camera's cut. And they probably said,
After Brett and Bulldog and that fucking match, which we'll talk about later, you got Goldust and Duke the Dumpster Drozy and an 8-man. Oh shit! I forgot these guys were here. Let's put them out there to wrestle.
Why would you stay after that main event match?
Hoping that
you
something
paid
good.
you paid full price.
Right. the
So
people
you get a full
right,
show.
The people paying on pay-per-view only paid $15, but you're paying for a ticket. So you get a full ass show.
You get a whole show, but pay, yeah.
Why not just do that before?
That's rough.
Well, they used to do that shit back. I mean, like, think about what you were just saying about the first Rumble. Isn't, like, the main event of the first Rumble some shitty tag match?
Oh, yeah, it's like the Islanders.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably a good match. I don't know if I've ever sat down and watched it to review
And it was on TV for free, so it
But
wasn't-
yeah,
yeah.
that's weird.
But think about it now, if you go to a Raw, when the camera's cut at 11, they have a dark match.
Do they?
Sometimes.
Something, yeah. Well, usually it's like
But it's like the.
But it's your stars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be like the two top heels
yeah,
versus the two top
like Seth and
faces.
Cody versus like
Yeah, you get like Finn and Dom or something.
I went to a
Versus, like,
SmackDown.
Cena and Jay.
I went to a SmackDown and a dark match involved Roman. He was in
Yeah.
street clothes, but
yeah.
like sweats and shit.
But you at least get to see that.
It's Roman, yeah. So you stay for that. You
Yeah.
don't stay for whatever the fuck that was.
All right, so yeah, we'll open with Sid and the Kid, who don't have that name yet. In fact, I believe at some point Vince McMahon says, "Well, if they do good here, we'll see them more as a tag
They
team."
do. Yeah, he said that.
The
Right?
graphic said Sid and the Kid.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
They don't call them that yet.
No,
right?
but the graphic
Okay.
said Sid and the Kid.
Oh, okay. But yeah, he says that, and I'm thinking, so they have to win, right? Because I know they're going to be a tag team, and Vince McMahon just said If they do good here, they'll continue being a tag team. But they don't do good here.
This whole match isn't good.
No, it is. Come on. Are you kidding me?
It's botchy.
You're
It's
telling
bad.
me that the beginning segment with 1, 2, 3 Kid and Marty Jannetty could not be picked up right now, put in the middle of an AEW pay-per-view. Not them two, but the match that they had of them two in the ring. And that wouldn't fucking get over. That was amazing. They did great. Marty didn't fucking do anything stupid. He
might have been sober.
Yeah.
No comment to the team name I gave them? Okay.
No. I do have a fun fact about this match. But what's with the fucking weird leather jackets? Were they going to make Razor Ramon and Marty Jannetty a team?
Oh, yeah, I noticed that.
They came out with matching leather jackets, but they don't say anything on them. Like, one says Razor, one says Marty.
Like, Razor...
They're just straight up, like, went to Boscov's before this and grabbed some leather jackets.
Razor makes sense, but Marty,
Oh, Marty makes sense. Razor wears vests.
Yep.
He's oozing machismo. He's got the fucking look. He's got
like,
the arms. He's got the lats. He's
jacket
got,
is like mob
he's got
boss,
the
which he also
chest.
gives off.
Why would you want to cover that? Marty's fat. Who cares? Skinny fat, but fat. So he can cover it. Why would you want to cover that? That's why Razor wears a vest. Look at those arms. so fast.
You know what I noticed? And we've said about this before. Like, when Razor and Sid were in the ring, Razor's a big guy.
Razor is big.
He gets no credit.
But I have Razor and Sid slow and clunky.
Oh, yeah.
Everything went
Sid
like shit
mostly.
when it came to Sid and Razor.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, I'm sorry. If you guys didn't watch it correctly, go back and watch just the opening segment that is 1, 2, 3 Kid and Marty Jannetty in the ring together. That match was perfection. That match, the small match inside of the tag match,
Yeah.
was perfect. So for that, I gave it 2.5 stars.
I gave it 2.
I gave it actually. I was gonna do 3, even because Sid and but the adding the fucking gold dust shit. I hate that. You're now making an angle out of this match. This match is solely for, even though there was already an angle coming into the match of 1, 2, 3 Kid. Hey, he used to be partners with Jannetty. He used to be partners with Razor, and he turned his back on both of them.
Join DiBiase.
There's a story already there. You didn't need to add the fucking Goldust story. That really goes nowhere.
I would have given it another star if that finish was better.
Yeah, the finish was really
That finish
shitty.
sucked.
Yeah.
When has Razor ever beaten anybody with a bulldog?
But what do all these things have in common in this match? Shawn Michaels. Right? Mm-hmm. Do you know? You don't get it?
Tag
Jared?
partner.
Where's Sid come into play?
Sid was
Ex-bodyguard.
his fucking bodyguard.
After
God
Diesel.
damn it.
Okay.
After
I didn't know
Diesel.
that. I knew the other 3, but Sid was the...
And then Sid's big heel turn was turning on Shawn the night after WrestleMania 12.
Because Shawn told him, take the night off.
Yeah, the classic Vince being told that Shawn Michaels is a babyface and him saying, stop saying Shawn Michaels is a babyface. He's never going to be a babyface. And then WrestleMania 12 happened and he goes, God damn it, why we have a babyface on our hands? Why didn't anybody tell me this?
Has to be Vince's idea.
Did.
I thought it was... Yeah, Sid and Razor have no chemistry together. Sid needs someone like
Look.
Marty to toss around.
I know I'm a big Sid fan.
Yes.
It is not because of his wrestling.
I've never seen a good Sid match.
He doesn't have any.
I mean, I can't tell you he does. He did almost kill Brian Pillman in my favorite War Games match ever.
He almost killed himself jumping off that turnbuckle, breaking his
He
leg.
just broke his fucking knee.
But
Obliterated his knee
he needs
earlier.
a small guy to toss around, to bump for him and sell for him.
I have fond memories of Sid. I think it's because he looks so fucking cool.
Oh, he's master and ruler of the universe.
His eyes tell a story of literally being out there. No one knows what this motherfucker's going to do. And whatever he wants
Ask
to do, he's
Arn
going to
Anderson.
do because he's gigantic. Well, I didn't know that as a kid. But I, for some reason, was always drawn to Sid. He's tall, he's tan, he's blonde. You know, there's all this shit.
Turns heads at
And
airports.
he might have been, I don't know this for a fact, but he might have been one of those guys where I was like, oh, look, that guy was here and now he's there. Because that might have been the time that I was realizing, oh, he was in WCW and now he's in WWE, WWF. So,
but people, well, they kept saying like Sid is 6'10", 6'11", and then Razor would stand next to him. I'm like, no, they're the same height. Like
Razor and Billy Gunn will always go down as deceptively giant guys.
But because he was next to
Nash,
yeah,
and
But
Hogan.
what makes Billy Gunn? What makes us not realize Billy Gunn is like 8 foot tall?
Razor's a big guy, and no one talks about him.
But we do because, again, yes, he's next to Nash, and he was wrestling bigger guys. But what about Billy Gunn? Like, why do I not? I can't get there.
So Billy and Chuck was taller.
But but I was watching Billy Gunn way before. That's like the end of Billy's career for me. Like, I didn't give a shit about Billy Gunn after that.
Billy had a feud with Big Show. Big Show was taller.
No,
Well,
he was
also in a tag with Big Show.
Yeah.
double trouble, crap on a stick. But he was like wrestling The Rock. He wrestled Stone Cold. He was.
Is it because he's not as
I gotta believe
husky?
I don't know though. He's the same size. Him and Razor are like identical.
Like he looks great now.
Same with DDP though.
Yeah.
I always say that about DDP too. He's the same as like Razor and Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
He's got a long body. Maybe that's what it is.
I think that's what it is. Because Nash has
He's
the
got a long
legs.
torso. Yeah, exactly. Maybe when it's long legs and you're stepping over ropes and you see the giant fucking like big boot and shit. But like Razor had big legs. I don't know.
But they always put Nash in with small guys to make him look taller.
All right, let's talk about Buddy Randell.
How about
You hear that?
That's the first botch.
First spot.
They announce him.
One, they announce him before he's supposed to be announced, and two, they say Randall. He says Buddy Randall, and three, no one gives a shit. No one.
I must have missed this one.
You could have missed this entire match.
It's because you don't know who the guy is, and you didn't think.
Oh, is this
Literally,
is this
I wrote,
the Dean
what the
one?
fuck is happening? When did this happen? Is this now part of my DLC?
Is this the Shane Douglas thing?
Yeah, but then before that, the announcer comes on. He says, "Coming to the ring, Buddy Randell," and then
Nature Boy Buddy Randell.
Yeah, Lawler gets on the mic. He's like, "Oh, hold on! You're messing things up." And it's like, you should have just got in there and punched the guy in the face. Then we go into this stupid fucking
skit with Jarrett.
Double J. So this is Double J's return from when he
Was on tour.
well, because him and this is the classic. He left. Him and Brian Road Dogg are sitting in Jerry Jarrett's hot tub while Jerry Jarrett's calling Vince and going, "Yeah, well, I don't think he's going to come back." That's that's the nepotism there. But he got brought back, and this is him in the fucking light up jacket and stupid.
Still working the
glasses.
country singer gimmick.
Still looks like a dick dancer.
How long after this does he go into Slapnuts?
Jesus Christ, he has a whole run in WCW before he does that.
Oh, really?
That's like his third or fourth time back in WWE.
Yeah, that motherfucker flips so much.
I thought he left after Slapnuts.
Yeah, the third time.
He's like Goldust. He was back and
He
forth.
left after Slapnuts. That's his third time leaving. No, his second time leaving. No, his third time.
Yeah.
So it's the first time he goes back to what's Mid-South called at this point?
USWA. He went back home to daddy.
Yes, he went to Daddy's house. Then he
Because-
comes back. It's
was
like
it-
6 months. It's not long.
But he didn't get fired. He just quit.
He just left.
Yeah, but was he upset about something? I can't remember
Yeah,
what it
he
was.
was upset. I don't remember which this time he was upset about. But then he comes back for this run. This is up until he has an Intercontinental run with Razor.
Him and
Sean.
Ahmed.
He has matches with Sean, Razor, Brett. He has matches with
Ahmed, yeah.
Ahmed is what we're setting up here. That's not great.
No.
He's not great at this point.
Double J is.
Ahmed
that's
never
what I'm
was.
He's greater than great.
It's good. Thank you. You were watching.
Yeah, I watched it.
That's the name of his second album.
Yeah.
That we never got. I told my
So-
mom that was on my Christmas list that year.
Did you really?
I wanted Jeff
Fucking
Jarrett's.
hilarious.
I wanted Jeff Jarrett's CD with my
really
baby
funny.
tonight because they pushed it. Like,
Spend my days working hard.
I put it on my list. I thought it was a real CD. My mom's like, I couldn't find it anywhere.
That's fucking funny. And knowing your mom, she did look.
She probably, yeah. I thought it was a real thing. I wanted it.
So funny. No, you needed WWF Metal, I think was what it was on. I had it. I had it on cassette.
Yeah, I had.
It also had the Lex Luger, "You Are My Hero."
But back then they put like
I know.
Jeff Jarrett had a CD out, so I thought
I used to get shit from the pamphlet, the magazine. What's it called? The fucking merchandiser.
Yeah.
But I know.
But so wait, hold on. So yes, Jeff then leaves after this Intercontinental title run, goes to WCW, joins the Four Horsemen. He was a Four Horseman. That's for a fact. Then he leaves WCW to go back to WWE. That's when he does the NWA gimmick and what he calls the Native American.
He's part of Jim Cornette's.
Well, at first he comes
NWA.
back and he cuts the promo on Austin about blasphemy and all this shit. And it's like, whoa, you're a heel. Don't try to cater to Christian crowds. That's not going to work. And Austin got pissed off. He's like, whoa, you're fucking with my merch, brother.
And that was Jarrett's. Oops, sorry. That was Jarrett's. We didn't do like a sit down interview. Like, I'm not doing the country singer gimmick. I'm done with that.
So now he's NWA champion.
Was this short hair or long
Jarrett.
hair?
This is still a ponytail, but he will eventually. He loses a match to like Eddie, maybe, or Edge.
I can't
No,
remember.
Pac. It was X-Pac. He loses a hair versus hair match. That's when he gets his hair cut. That's when Slapnuts comes and he starts tagging Deborah and his feuds with like D-Lo, and he starts tagging with Owen.
He loses to China.
Then so the losing to China is, so he was Intercontinental Champion. That was SummerSlam, right? This is what the lore of NWA, TNA, and Jeff Jarrett, this is the lore, is that the money that he held Vince up for, he said, I'm your champion, my contract's up, I'm working without a contract, I'm not showing up unless you pay me X amount. The rumor is he used that money to eventually start TNA. But there is time between there, so it doesn't really make sense.
I was going to say, he left in what, 99?
Yeah, it was like 99, and then he goes back and becomes the chosen one.
Look, I know some history.
He's Vince Russo's guy, and that's
And
when
dominates TNA for
That's
years.
when he gets put in the world title run, and that's where Eddie Graham does the never draws a dime bullshit.
And Jarrett was like a 12-time champion because he always had that belt in TNA. They kept chanting, drop the belt.
Yeah. So that's the Jeff Jarrett timeline. And then he gets fired on live, like fired on live TV by Vince McMahon. Double G, double O, double N, double E.
And was there like persona non grata for years until they brought him back for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he didn't exist.
Yeah. So that's good. We got Dean Douglas comes out. Jeff Jarrett goes on commentary, and then Dean Douglas comes out, and I'm like, oh fuck this guy. That is not a fond character. I like Shane
I'm
Douglas.
so
His second run in
What are you
WWE.
confused about?
So, when did ECW start? Because this is 96.
He was already
didn't
in like
he,
88.
he already was in ECW.
He had already done the
Dropping the belt?
dropping the belt.
He
shit.
left
that was.
ECW.
This is after that.
Yes.
This is his,
Oh, okay.
his first run in WWE was blonde haired,
So
Yeah.
young
he's-
up and comer.
when he was in ECW, he talked no shit on WWE. He had no problems with WWE. He had problems with WCW. He had been, his main problem was he had been in WCW and was a team with Steamboat. And
And Johnny Ace.
that was way earlier. Yeah. That was actually, I think that was more Japan. Or no, I don't know.
They
Either
got
way,
skateboards or something.
yeah, dynamic dudes.
Meanwhile, Johnny Ace was like 50 at the time.
Yeah.
So this is like.
But he goes.
Johnny
He has
Ace is
a
John
real. He has
Laurinaitis.
a real run with Steamboat, and in all honesty, if WCW in '94 would have, or '93 would have pulled the trigger on guys like Shane Douglas and Stone Cold, Steve Austin and Brian Pillman, could
young
you
guys.
imagine what building a company around those three guys? Let's just say. Would have done instead of going with Hogan, Flair, Vader.
Well,
I don't
Sting
know.
was their guy, really.
Sting even. But like so Pillman as a heel, Austin as a heel. Split them up. Let one of them have Bryan go back to being a babyface. They feud for a little. Have Austin win the world title from Sting. Feud. Austin and Sting, cage matches. Bryan starts making himself a babyface and skyrockets, right? He works with guys like Rude at the time. 93, we're talking about Rude. Even Vader, before he goes to WWE. Have Bryan be like the Beast Slayer. And then eventually they come full circle again back to Bryan and Austin. Bryan gets the belt from Austin at a Starrcade or a Halloween Havoc. And
Great American Bash was the other big one, yeah.
And then Bryan has 2 or 3 good feuds and matches and then turns heel with the belt. Then you have a Shane Douglas coming up, fiery babyface. Or even Bagwell at the time was a good fiery babyface. Him and Shane Douglas could have paralleled each other with babyface runs.
Could have been Firebreaker Chip.
No. But so
Todd Champion.
You could have had then Shane come around, boom, beating Bryan as a heel for the belt. You could have really built your future stars. You had it all there. Around those 3 guys, you could have done it.
They
Sting
did.
could have turned heel. You also had Flair in there. You had Bobby Eaton, who would have given all 3 of them great matches.
Good worker, good hand.
You
Yeah.
had Arn Anderson. All of these guys could have gave these guys
Ron
matches.
Simmons
You could
was
have
there.
you could have been the standard of what real professional wrestling is. Instead, you fucking fired them all and they went off to be bigger stars than they ever were for you.
And then you hired Vince's old guys.
Yeah. Instead of building the future, you went with, well, we'll take the past.
So when he left OCW, Shane Douglas comes to WWE.
No. Well, when he leaves WCW, he goes to ECW. He does
That's
dropping the NWA belt, just died, and, whatever. My dad watching me, the promo everybody knows. Throws it down, declares ECW champion, goes on the run, gets the offer from WWE, goes to WWE, becomes a fucking teacher.
That was his second run. His first run was just Shane Douglas.
Yeah, that was way earlier.
Yes, I mean, his first run, it was like a year maybe.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's,
Young, blonde-haired.
That's enhancement talent at that point. Pretty
See,
much.
I thought he
He was in the
left
Rumble
and
for
then
like
went to ECW.
30
Then,
minutes.
That's when the Clique. He's like the 5th member of the Clique at this point. But he starts realizing, I don't like this shit. That's when he gets close with guys like Bam Bam and Candido. And that's why they're like, I don't like this shit. And then that's when he gets the outs and he goes back to ECW and becomes the franchise. And breaks Pitbull's neck.
So this
Not
is
the rapper, the wrestler.
This pay-per-view is the last time we see Dean Douglas on TV.
Is it really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
He does a house show match after this, and that's it.
Oh.
And he's gone.
So he's not in the Rumble.
Nope, he's gone. This is it. From what I read, that he had a legitimate back injury and
I thought he had a knee injury.
brought a doctor to Vince's office and said, I have a back injury. I can't wrestle tonight. And Vince said, like, haha, I know you're faking it. Get your ass out there and work. And Shane was like, no, here's my doctor. I'm legitimately hurt. And Vince pushed him like, and there was a big to-do. And Shane refused to work hurt. So Vince was like, well, then there's the door.
Yeah.
So that's why Shane left and never came back and was like, this company sucks. Screw WWE.
So we have Shane Douglas. I'm sorry, Dean Douglas
It's a
versus.
dumb gimmick.
It's not a bad gimmick. I don't think he put his whole heart
Matt
into
Stryker
it.
did it better.
Matt Stryker did do it better.
Because he was a real teacher, yeah.
And Simon Dean was good too.
You're telling me that Troy Martin isn't a real teacher?
I don't know, is he?
I don't think so. He worked at Walmart, so no offense. There's nothing wrong with that. So we're supposed to have Dean Douglas versus Ahmed Johnson, the future. Look at those veins. He's so vascular.
Vince loved him.
But instead we get woo.
Couldn't cut a promo to
The
save life.
Nature Boy, Buddy Landau.
Making his debut in a WWE.
No one gave a fuck. Really, his debut.
And it's his only
He
pay-per-view
had never.
appearance.
He wasn't ever in the 80s.
This is
Really?
it.
Huh.
And this is
Interesting.
his one and only pay-per-view.
one only pay-per-view, but he's on Raw the next night.
Yes, this is his only pay-per-view appearance.
He's on Raw the next night. In fact, I think that's what it is. He
He
wrestles
beat Bob Holly. I
Sparky
think.
Plug. That's what I was remembering with Sparky.
How many people have the nickname of the Nature Boy?
Well, this guy's whole gimmick, he wore the robe.
Did you not see him? He
told
literally
you, I must
did
have missed
Flair's front bump. He took Flair's side bumps, which Flair does to protect his back because he was in a fucking plane crash.
And if you look at Landell like from the back, he looks like Flair. The long hair.
Fat Flair.
Yeah, the robe.
But Buddy Rogers also had Nature Boy.
He was the original.
Yeah.
He's before Flair.
Yeah.
I know why Ahmed never got a microphone.
Oh,
What do they call him?
mush mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Why didn't Buddy Landell ever get a figure?
You want to hear something funny?
Sure.
This is Buddy Landell's real, actual birth name. William Fritz von Erich Ensor.
What the fuck?
That's his
Was
real.
his, like, dad a big wrestling fan? From
He was born in
Texas?
1961.
Where's he from? Is he from Texas?
Born in Tennessee.
Wow.
That's
What
his
a-
actual real name,
what a
William Fritz
fucking
von
mark.
Erich.
What a mark.
He passed away in 2015, by the way.
Yeah, who cares?
nobody cared when he was alive.
I'm joking. I'm sorry. That was mean.
So was this the 0 star?
Yes, this is the 0 star.
45 seconds. He's actually a better worker than that. Not by much.
No, he's not. I'm sorry. I hate stolen gimmicks. Taking a gimmick and making it your own is one thing. Tweaking it, making it a little different, this was a straight up ripoff. And he didn't even get a pop for Nature Boy. Even the song was close to Flair's song, though.
Actually, for what this says, it was Flair's WWE entrance.
Oh, was it his
from the
WWE
90s?
one?
Yeah.
So
That-
I gotta believe that they probably dub his shit over then on to his like the song that everybody knows, because I've never heard that version before.
I know Peacock, they tweak stuff and
Right.
yeah, what they own the rights to now.
If you ordered Ric Flair from Wish.
Yeah, it is. It is.
He came with Jim Cornette from Smoky Mountain once it closed up. He wrestled that match without a contract.
Well, back then that wasn't a thing.
Here's $2,000.
Yeah. No. What? No.
probably made
Do you know
20
how
bucks.
much, guys? Do you know how much everybody got paid for the first Raw? Go ahead, take a guess. I think we've talked about this.
I think we have, but I don't
I
know.
don't remember.
Come on, try to take a guess.
$100.
Try to take it. What do you think?
Everybody or the main event?
Everybody got paid the same exact amount for Raw, for TV tapes.
$50.
You're closer. $25. The Undertaker got paid $25.
Same as Damien Demento.
You couldn't take a cab back to the fucking hotel for that price. You were walking.
Or you were sharing with somebody else.
Yeah. $25. Buddy Landell did not get paid $2,000 to wrestle on this and Raw.
Made his debut for WWF December 17th at the In Your House pay-per-view. It would be his only pay-per-view appearance.
You're telling me he wasn't in the Rumble along such legends as Dick Murdoch
Yeah, they couldn't bring him back.
and Carlos Colon
He even used Flair's
and
early
Latin
90s
Lover?
WWF entrance music. He made his Raw debut the next night, beating Bob Holly. He also beat Matt Hardy on an episode of Superstars,
Matt Harvey.
So it was probably the same taping.
December 23rd. So
Well,
Probably.
aired, but it's probably the same taping
after that match,
because they taped Raw in Newark, Delaware.
after the match, he walked to his car outside the arena and slipped on ice and tore his quadriceps.
Oh shit!
And was out for 6
What is
months.
he, Nash?
He wrestled Brett for the heavyweight title on one of those Coliseum Video exclusive matches.
What the hell?
Seriously?
Yep, Buddy Landell. It's called Mania.
That was a favorite at Cornette. That had to be.
Then he made a one-off appearance in '97 against T.L. Hopper.
Oh my god.
He worked a dark match in '98 against Edge, and he had two last matches in '99 on Shotgun Saturday Night against The Godfather, and a week later against Triple H. And that's his whole WWF career. 5 matches.
That's a who's who. right? He wrestled. Ahmed's the worst one. He wrestled Hardcore Holly. Let's be honest. He wrestled future Hall of Famer Matt Hardy.
At the time was not
I don't care. He's wrestled Matt Hardy.
he beat Matt Hardy. Beat
Bret
Hardcore
Hart.
Holly. Yeah. Edge.
And so he wrestled like four current Hall of Famers and one future Hall of Famer. You said it was Bret, Edge, Godfather, and Hunter. Right?
Yeah.
So he wrestled four Hunter's
Matt's not a Hall of Famer.
No.
yet.
Well, Hunter's
He will.
not technically a Hall of Famer, but he's
DX
with
is.
Yeah.
But so technically, I guess he is. But so he wrestled four Hall of Famers, one future Hall of Famer,
And Ahmed Johnson.
one who gives a fuck. Wow, hell of a career, buddy. To Buddy Landau.
Whose whole gimmick was
Probably like 16-time USWA fucking champion too. It's like Flair's 16-time world champion. He's 16-time fucking USWA champion. He's beating Eddie Gilbert.
him and Jeff Jarrett were friends. He beat Jeff Jarrett for the belt in USWA.
Was he friends with Jeff? Okay, that makes a lot of sense too.
He also lost.
So he probably wrote in. Jeff was like, "I'm going back to WWE." He's like, "Oh man, can you get me in there? Yeah, I'll get you $50. Come on,
he also
$50 and a bag of Coke for the night."
in 2009 lost the TWA Heavyweight Championship.
What
TWA? I don't know.
the fuck is TWA?
Some indie show.
Probably Tennessee Wrestling.
Who?
Glenn Osborne.
Who do you win it from though? That's the more important thing.
I don't know. I didn't think Glenn Osborne was still wrestling in 2009.
Wasn't Glenn Osborne wrestling for WPW?
Oh, Glenn Osborne.
Glenn-
I'm thinking Glenn Jacobs, and it's
No.
just like it's a blow off.
Glenn Osborne.
That's pretty fucking cool.
He-
That's awesome.
He was still wrestling in 2009. Didn't he OD before then?
I don't know. No, that would be.
Is that the same Glenn Osborne from WPW?
Yeah. Glenn Osborne was a fucking real big deal. He was in CZW, man. He was part of Nick Gage's fucking hate club.
Wasn't he Snuka's dealer?
No, you're thinking of Metal Maniac.
Because in 2009, I wasn't.
I'm thinking.
I know that because of people, and I'm thinking I told you that, right?
Yeah,
I told you.
Oh,
about
so that's why I
Metal
thought that he OD somewhere. Okay, I got my guys mixed
but
up.
He did. I don't think he OD'd, but he did die like probably like 2012 or something.
Every time I saw Metal Maniac, he was wrestling Snuka every single time.
Did I tell you? Am I the one that told you that? I can't reveal on here who told me that, but yes, I have it on good authority that he was 100% Snuka's dealer, and that is the only reason he ever got booked.
And he always wrestled Snuka every time I saw him.
Yeah.
Every indie show.
Look up Metal Maniac, man.
And Snuka always won.
All right, we'll find a next week. We'll review a Metal Maniac match.
They're not.
against Snuka. All right, this is the match of the night. This is the match.
Oh, by the way, one last thing. That guitar shot on Ahmed Johnson, or the record thing, that looked
the record
legit.
top. Well, I think actually worse. See, Ahmed got it to the back, so I think it just kind of got. But he hit Lawler in the fucking face. I'm actually surprised Lawler didn't.
Oh, shards of it, like yeah.
No. Like the corner hit him like right above the eyebrow.
Wow.
Like, I don't know. It might have got blocked by the crown, but it looked like it hit him in the eyebrow. I'm surprised he didn't actually bleed from it.
That looked legit. Like Ahmed looked like he was legitimately like didn't know it was coming.
Who
like,
cares?
and that
Fucking
brawl
Ahmed.
to the back was weird.
Was this the one segment yet? Are you talking about that segment?
That's the end of the match. Yeah.
And the brawl to the back was odd. Jarrett's trying to hit him with a chair from
Yeah.
behind. It's
Santa
So-
Claus. That's not Santa.
No, we're not there yet. God damn it! That's the second page of my notes. God, we still have like 2 matches to go to that. You know who that is, right?
No.
We'll talk about it.
yeah.
You know who it is.
Yes, you do.
You do. You can't tell, but you do.
It kinda looked
this
familiar,
is the
but I wasn't
match that
sure.
when I saw it, because on Peacock, I assume we both watched it on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
This is the highlighted match.
Oh, it's the only one it says. It lists.
Yes. And I was like, fuck yes. Because I was thinking, let's do In Your House 1. We'll do, it's Hakushi Brett. That's a good match.
Give a house away. Some 8-year-old kid one or something.
Yeah. But then I was like, fuck that. We're going to go through. And I went through and I looked at each one. I got to 5 and I was like, that's it. That's the one. We've got to subject Jared to this.
Plus, it was in
He's
Hershey.
got to know. I didn't know that.
Oh.
It doesn't say that on Peacock. Jared needed to see this match.
Where were you 30 minutes ago when I said that?
This was he thinks I like looked this up like, ooh, what's the In Your House from Hershey. I don't give a fuck about that. That's a happy accident. I give a fuck about a goddamn hog pen match.
So
The best hog pen match ever.
What, Jared? What? I want to know what you think.
I didn't fully watch this match.
What? This is actually good. Oh,
That's the second best
0
match of the night.
Do you win by pinning and then you have to?
No.
No.
You win by throwing them into the.
Yeah.
They have to get into the hog pen somehow. You have to throw them just so they get in there.
Okay.
So all the shit that goes on in the ring don't mean a thing.
Like a buried alive.
Well,
match.
I mean, that's like saying in a cage match what happens in a cage doesn't matter because you just got to climb over it.
Yeah. I mean, like, as far as pins and stuff, that shit.
Oh, you got to wear down your opponent.
It's true.
Buried alive match.
Yeah. Same principle.
So this is when I noticed a giant Hogan sign in the crowd. Anybody else see it?
Yeah.
It's big.
Oh,
He was in like the third row or something.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
something
notice
like
that.
that. He's in like, I think he's, no, not the third row. I think
Hard
he's
cam?
like- yeah. Well, yeah, across. So he's like right when it starts to rise. He's like the first or second row up when it starts to rise.
It was very
Well, it's
light
not
colored.
heat. It's got to be like 4 guys. The thing was huge.
It was like very light colored.
Yeah. But it was big.
Would it just say Hogan or?
Just said Hogan. So this is Hunter Hearst Helmsley. This is still the
Granite Snob.
the aristocrat
The
versus
JF Hall
Henry O. Godwin. Do you get it, Jared? Do you get it, Henry O. Godwin? Do you know why he's Henry O. Godwin?
No.
There's a reason he's not Henry Godwin. He's Henry O. Godwin. Think about it. Think about it.
Is he Irish? I don't know.
Oh my
What?
fucking god!
What does it spell?
Henry O. Godwin.
What does it
H-
spell?
There you go. And what was this match?
And what was his partner's name?
What's Phineas?
Phineas and Ferb.
No, Phineas I. Godwin. Spells what?
Fig.
Oh my fucking god!
Phineas begins with a P.
Pig, you goddamn illiterate bastard.
Pig and hog.
Phineas is spelled with a P. You
No.
said Phineas and Ferb. The
Phineas-
fucking title has a giant P on it.
Because apparently the writer back then was a 12-year-old boy.
It was Vince Russo. I'm gonna start off by saying
By the way, Henry Godwin is a big dude.
he is.
Why was
I want to know what you guys before we even talk about this match. What'd you guys rate it?
I think it's the second best match of the night.
I agree.
I think if they got rid of the hog pen and let them wrestle,
I disagree, but okay.
that I think it's a good match. They had some good stuff
Because
going in the
actually,
ring.
the hog pen is probably what gave it an extra star for me because of how they used it. You
What?
didn't rate it stars.
No. Why is
I
Hillbilly
gave it
Jim
fo-
the referee?
Because he's a hog farmer and he's big and
and he was
he's a legend.
wasn't he like Godwin's manager at the time? Kind
I
of.
don't know if yet he was. I remember him being with him, but I thought it was with both of them.
Also, maybe not yet.
Yeah, because Phineas is not in yet. This
Yeah.
is just Henry.
Also, why do you need a referee then?
He's not really
Well,
referee.
It's just it's
He's like
just-
an enforcer, just to.
he's a legend. They're in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania was one of their hometowns.
Pennsylvania.
No, that's not even the reason. But Pennsylvania, Allentown, Hamburg. Again,
Yeah.
watch that
Hershey.
fucking golden era. Sidetrack. Cultaholic did a great documentary. Golden era. They started pre-Vince as Vince Senior, and they've gotten up to 87. Fucking great job. They are making these things. They are covering everything.
I
from
love
Snooka's murder.
Which was in Allentown.
yeah.
What-
It was great.
what
actually.
culture and cultaholic are great.
Cultaholic is it's really good. So I suggest everybody watch it. I gave it 4 stars, and I actually would have gave it 3 for the wrestling, but I think the way they used the hog pen, they went out, they got close. Everything was oh no and a maneuver Willie they got a winner, it's over, oh no fucking Vince.
Vince all the time. 1, 2, that's it. Oh, he kicked out. All
Bring on a new champion! No! I thought it was good. I loved this match. I actually think it sounds fucking stupid. It's not as bad as it gets probably a rep of being. You said that Brian Zane covered this.
Yeah, Wrestling with
Do
Regret.
you know what he gave it?
I
Because
do
he
not
gives stars too.
I do not remember.
I would love to know what Dave Meltzer gave it. I didn't look it up. I don't really give a fuck.
Prop to Hunter, man. He had a nasty cut on his back.
Oh my god, he's that's so gross. Once I noticed the cut, and then what happens once I notice the cut? He rolls around in fucking slop.
Yes.
Slop and mud and pig shit.
Getting all infected.
But boy, oh boy, did he... Something must have happened because he fucking stiffed Henry a bunch of times. He was working stiff. He was hitting that.
Probably Henry was. So Hunter probably would, you're not going to take advantage of me because I'm the young guy. Mm-mm.
This is the match that I realized Vince is not calling anything. He's just letting it... He says the same shit over and over again, and it means nothing.
And this... Remember the curtain call? And everyone's like, oh, Hunter got punished by doing hog pen matches.
This isn't yet?
But... Yeah, it's not because this is before that. So
Yeah, this is before
Hunter didn't
Rumble.
get punished. He did, but this wasn't that.
Nope. But people do associate it with it.
Yeah.
This is not a
I thought
punishment.
the current call was 96.
It is. This is 95.
Yeah.
Yeah, the curtain call happens between...
That's why Austin
Rumble.
won the King of the Ring and not
Yes.
Hunter.
The
Yes.
curtain call happens between Rumble and Mania of next year.
Yes. But
Yeah, that's
Hall and Nash leave.
Yeah.
X-Pac is too low in the card to give a shit. Sean's the champ.
Yeah.
So Hunter takes the brunt.
Yeah.
Oh, does it happen after? No.
X-Pac's gone.
Sean was the champ after, but at the curtain call, he was not the champ, I don't believe.
He was. That's
Yeah,
why
he was
didn't-
wrestling.
Yeah.
Wasn't he wrestling Diesel?
So it would have happened, but it would have happened after Mania then. But Razor's not on Mania.
I don't know. Well,
Yeah.
they were on
He was champion because that's why he didn't get punished.
what they on their 90
No,
days.
he didn't get punished because they already had him planned to be champ. Well, maybe. I don't know.
So Hunter took the brunt, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's why he wrestled stupid hog pen matches," but it isn't true because that was before.
Yep.
His punishment was he lost his King of the Ring.
Yeah.
And he did something else, wasn't he? Oh, Duke the Dumpster, I think, was his
He
stupid
did feud with Duke and like Fatu.
lower card.
He did,
yeah.
yes.
He
Goldust eventually.
he was like
he's like Goldust's face turn.
curtain jerk match.
But then right after that, it was the King of the Ring, and then
Mark
it was,
Marrow.
Yes.
Marco.
and then it was the ladder match with The Rock. Eventually.
Oh my God, you're jumping way.
Well, I said eventually.
But because
It's like 3 SummerSlams from now.
he took that and didn't complain, he just took it. Vince respected that. That's why he eventually got out of it.
Yeah,
I think
I actually think this was a really good match.
I think so too. It's the
And,
second best.
I'm appreciating Hunter more every time I watch him. He gets a bad rep, I think. And when it's, if you guys want to review a different pay-per-view next week, I'll let you guys have the floor. It was my idea, so I just kind of threw it out there and we just went with it. So if one of you want to pick another B pay-per-view from, let's just say, like, I don't know, Evolution era, I would be surprised to see how that Hunter match goes.
He's not as jacked here. He's a little thinner.
His pants are baggy. You notice that? Because
he didn't
filled
get-
out as much yet.
He didn't get hurt yet.
No, he gets big, like feuding with The Rock. You're
Yeah.
talking about the quad tear?
Yeah.
That's after The Rock.
But that's when he really.
Yeah, that's after. That's
Yeah.
after DX.
Yeah.
He's already.
But like with The Rock, he was still wearing tights, so he wasn't
here
like.
comes trouble. Not gonna listen.
That's
to
my
anybody.
favorite. My favorite Triple H
it's
theme.
cool. Next we have Owen and Diesel, which should have been better, but it honestly wasn't that great. I was very surprised.
Too short. It was barely got started.
Yeah, 4 minutes, 34 seconds.
It barely got started.
And even worse, GQ finish. Bullshit finish.
Yeah, because he did a jackknife, or
He pushed the ref.
He pushed the ref. Because Diesel's a bad guy. He's mean.
But anytime
And now
anybody-
he's going to get in
But
Undertaker's
he's not a
face.
bad guy because he's wrestling heels. Like Owen was a heel.
Yeah. But I don't care about heels and faces. I'm me. I'm here to wrestle.
but then
for
later
me.
who's the heel with him and Taker?
He is.
He is.
Yeah.
I like Paul Barrett. I don't know if you have this on there.
I don't have it written, but I do remember him saying something about being
Big Daddy Cool
right?
isn't being
You're not
very
being
cool.
very cool,
Yeah.
Big Daddy Cool. Yeah, I gave this one 2 stars. I thought it was actually complete shit.
I
thought, oh man, yeah.
I thought,
Like,
yeah, this would be the second
Diesel-
best match of the night.
Diesel
And then
before he's Kevin Nash, like right before he's leaving,
before all the injuries where he was slowed
Yeah.
down.
and Owen. This has got to be great, right? Yeah. Nope, not very good.
No, terrible.
Someone else cover this next match. Next segment
Was it Santa?
is it's not Santa though.
What's the whole? Who he looked familiar.
No, you didn't. You didn't know who it was.
Nobody knew who you. That's
You
why
didn't
when we're thinking about the whole crowd was like, okay, some rando. We don't know. Who
I'm not. At first, I thought it was Mike Knox, but
Mike Knox was probably in high school.
I know. Yeah.
And he's much taller than this guy.
I mean,
but he probably wrestled Mike Knox in WWE CW. Balls.
So
balls.
I was gonna say.
balls.
I was gonna say that because I originally watched this segment on YouTube, and it said Santa Claus.
Santa Claus, baby. It's not Santa Claus. It's Santa Claus.
It's his evil twin.
So he wasn't in WWF at this time.
Who?
Balls.
Or Santa.
Yeah.
Either one was not in WWF, no. He was brought in specifically for this.
Yeah. Then he did nothing else.
Okay.
No.
So people didn't. Why was there a random fake Santa beating up Savio?
Why not?
Because they needed to fill time on this shitty pay-per-view.
And Spanish people apparently hate Santa.
But why not?
Because Savio Vega fights Santa, and then Del Rio hits him with a fucking car. Spanish people hate Santa. This year, oh man, they should really do something where Dom hates Santa. Although he's not technically.
I must say,
he's technically Spanish, but like, dude's American.
Savio didn't get much of a pop. DiBiase, the crowd just did not care.
This is DiBiase's fucking done.
His TV match, they all lose all the time.
Yeah. Who's his? I mean, now that he has Sid, it's a little bigger, but at one point, like King Kong Bundy was his best guy.
Who was the champion at
cough.
this point?
Who was the world champion?
$1 million.
There's
Well, they
one.
didn't have that anymore.
There's
man.
one. But he will eventually give it to Austin soon, very soon.
Oh yeah.
Ringmaster's coming in. Yeah.
Very soon. But see, Ringmaster is the $1 Million Corporation disbands because it's like, is Tonka even still fucking here?
I don't think so.
Nikolai Volkov, Tonka,
Bam
King
Bam.
Kong Bundy, Bam Bam,
So they kick him out. Yeah.
and Sid and Kid, and maybe probably IRS because he's like got DiBiase to thank for his entire career.
Yeah, it's not the best group.
So yeah, when they get to $1 Million champion Steve Austin, it's not he's just Steve Austin. He's not part of the $1 Million Corporation. Next we have the casket match.
Yeah.
It's another shit show.
This was what, the fourth meeting between them?
It's got 1 star for me. 6 minutes and 11 seconds
I mean, it's a typical.
of nothing.
It's a typical Undertaker versus big guy match.
Mabel
Punch, kick,
cannot wrestle.
clothesline.
He can't work.
Punch, kick, clothesline. Punch, kick, clothesline. Clothesline, clothesline, clothesline.
Oh, Mabel did a few splashes.
That's true. Eventually he did.
And I think he
leg
did a
drop.
leg drop. Yeah, he cannot.
Belly to belly, maybe at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Sort of a boss
Holy
man
shit.
slam. But I think he just fell on Taker. I think he did a move. I think he just
Well,
fell.
Taker just like pushed him into the casket.
Taker wrestled himself in this match.
At this point, you got to believe someone back there went, all right, we've got you figured out for Rumble to Mania. We need you on these shows, though. Let's just give you to Mabel. I get the storyline. He's the one that broke Taker's face.
Yeah.
But why do they have the chain? Because that was Kama. Who is in? That's somebody we missed. He was
Right.
in the $1 Million
I'm
Corporation.
sure, yes, he was.
So why do they have the chain?
I don't know.
Did you get that? Did you get that the chain was the urn?
Yeah.
Okay. Did they say it? Because I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
And Paul Bear was, the urn, get the urn. And then
Yeah.
reached in the casket. Yeah.
The remnants of the urn or something. Wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kama
Melted it down.
Kama
Yeah.
melted it down and made it a gold chain. Because, you
yeah.
know, that's what black people do. I'm telling you, this show is fucking full of racism if you look for it. Like, the black guy, you couldn't have any. What else could he have done? Why did he need it to be a chain? Black guy's going to melt it down and make it a chain.
And now another black guy has a chain.
Maybe that's why he has the chain, yeah.
I mean, Junkyard
Did
Dog used
Mo-
to come out with a
did-
chain around his neck. I'm
Did
just
That's a
saying.
different chain.
Did Mo manage Kama?
No. Mo didn't do shit.
Mo, these be a tag team, and then
They
when
were a tag team.
Mabel became the star of that
He
team,
won the King of the Ring.
then Mo became his manager,
I would say star.
sidekick. They used to also have Oscar as their rapper, and he disappeared.
Yeah. Well, they kicked him out when they turned him
Heel, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's not much to talk about with this match.
Mabel
it is punch, kick, clothesline.
He had a job for like 15 years, and he was awful.
He really was. He must have been, even though he broke Taker's face, I gotta assume like Taker kept him around for the ministry because he was his friend. Right?
Was it BSK?
I've never seen him in pictures.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Like, I know Henry Godwinn and
Yoko.
Phineas were Yoko, Godfather.
Yeah.
But like, I don't remember ever seeing
Rikish.
both acolytes were, I mean, more Farouk, but I'm sure Bradshaw got pulled in because Farouk, they were good friends.
Keish was the big guy there. I don't remember seeing.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it.
Because how many different gimmicks did they give him? And he just could not work.
Yeah. Nelson.
I mean,
Terrible.
Big Daddy V was the equivalent of what Yoko was at the end of his career.
Yeah. It was perfect on ECW. It couldn't go anywhere else.
Yeah. It was his time.
I mean,
way out
when
of
he was
shape
the
and-
Love Machine, it was like comedy, but yeah, terrible match.
So let's talk about the pre-match promo to Brett and Bulldog. Jim Cornette is a fucking master of talking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's great.
He sold that match. I might not have gave a fuck about this match until Jim Cornette talked about it. And boy, oh boy, was I excited.
Cornette's good. He's really good.
So good.
Bulldog's promo sucked.
Bulldog and Brett suck as promos. That's why Jim Cornette. Brett should have had fucking, I don't know.
Bulldog
Somebody
never
Mouth of
could
the
cut a
South there?
promo.
Huh?
Was Mouth of the South there?
No, he's gone.
He left with Hogan.
He's in WCW.
He's got the red, white, and blue running through his
By the way,
veins.
terrible acting on Brett's sister.
Oh, Bulldog's wife, Diana,
She's a fucking corpse.
who's been in the business her entire life. You think she'd know
She's
better?
not in
Come
the
on,
business.
come
She's
on.
just been around the business.
Come on, Dave. Come on, Dave.
It's the same. I mean, go watch SummerSlam 92.
Yeah.
Same shit. It's exactly the same.
Come on, Davey.
Brett and Bulldog. How could this not be a fucking
Match of the
barn
night.
burner? It was match of the night. I did not give it 5 stars.
No,
There
I
could
give
have been a little more.
4.
I have 4.5.
I must say,
This pay per view is a one match pay per view.
this
Yeah.
I can see where
Hogpen?
Yes, that's it.
I can see where other guys like Brian get their inspiration from. The technical.
Yes.
Style.
But what I thought was weird, and maybe somebody's hurt, maybe, somebody's got a little rust, I don't know. But it's good, but the beginning is slow. If it wasn't as slow as it was, if it was a little more fast paced, the chain wrestling in the beginning, maybe it would have been 5 stars.
I was gonna say it seemed very slow.
Maybe
And
Bulldog couldn't remember again.
I don't know if that's because Bulldog just wasn't that style, or. And I also don't like how Brett works. Very, like everything.
Tread lightly.
Is it because he doesn't do 52 super
No,
kicks?
like
that flying around the
everything
ring.
he does just seems stiff. Like
Yeah.
So, no, but
that's the fucking point.
He doesn't do spot.
It's
Snug.
no. But when he hits the turnbuckle, every time he does that chest bump, it's just like,
He sells it.
and the clotheslines and punches that he did, it seemed so forced. And when he did a
Brett-
Russian leg sweep, it was
Brett
forced.
makes a headlock takeover look like it's an actual move.
That's
That's what I'll give it.
forced.
Like, I know I'm not a Brett hater. I just am a Sean liker. But when Brett does a headlock takeover, he snaps you down, and that looks like it's
flips
an
you.
actual move. He hit the headlock takeover. He stays connected, and he flips his hair back. Like, okay, now we're going. It's like that's his. It's like it's the thing that gets him going. Like once he gets that headlock takeover, boom, we're in fucking gear, and now we're gonna go. Now you're fucked. Like this is Brett's match. He's in control. One headlock takeover is all it takes to get Brett in control of a match.
To me, it seems like he.
I don't think you like wrestling. I don't. How did you just say
feels-
Brett is boring?
I didn't say he was boring.
WCW Brett is
I
boring.
didn't say
because
he was
he's
boring.
just going through the motions.
I enjoyed the match. But
Except for Benoit. He
Like-
did good matches with Benoit.
it feels like he doesn't let the guys help him. Like,
So
I don't know if
I
I'm
do
trying to-
think in this match, Davey. I gotta believe it. At some point, it seemed like Davey started calling spots. I believe they called in the ring. Probably because Brett didn't trust him to fucking remember shit again. But I do think at some point they started calling it in the ring. It might have been after the blood. Do you think the blood was Hardway?
I think so. I was going to say.
Also, the blood got ECW chants. Did you see the like 3 guys in the front row with the ECW shirts? They got. They started chanting ECW.
Brett
that was
is.
pretty cool.
I didn't realize how much he could bleed
Boy, he fucking. I think that was Hardway.
when he swiped the steps.
Yeah. I think when he hit, he actually got it. And so I think that changed the pace. They started calling it on the fly. And that's when you start to see, I think he let Bulldog start calling it, and they started fucking up. And then to get it back tight, Brett started calling it. Go back and watch it thinking that.
Like
After the steps, maybe 2-3 minutes go by where I think Bulldog's calling. And then I think at some point Brett goes, I'm calling it from here. And shit starts getting tight.
So
Because the end of that match, like the last like 10 minutes, what does it go, 21? So I'd say like the last like 7 minutes, it's fucking crisp and clean.
like I like the match. It's just like the way. What really got me thinking was the way that he did the Russian leg sweep. It's just he grabbed him and he yanked him down. Like I don't know.
Maybe Brett realizes that in the crowd's eyes, Bulldog is a bigger guy, so I have to wrestle a bigger man.
Yeah, of course.
My
Bulldog's gonna be
punches
very
have
high.
to look like I'm trying to punch a bigger man.
And again, you had Cornette. I don't know. I don't know if the crowd gets this, but Cornette says you've never beaten Bulldog. He has beaten you every time you match up. Bulldog has beaten you. Now you're the world champion. He beat you for the Intercontinental. He's beaten you for the tag. Now he's going to beat you for the world. Every time you two match up, he takes the cake. What's going to happen tonight?
And I feel like
If I didn't know history, I could have believed Bulldog's fucking walking away from this with the title. And we're going to go like Bulldog versus Diesel for Mania or something. I don't know.
I remember Brett just being quicker. I don't know if it was just Bulldog or.
Well, like I said, I think
probably-
you're looking at the beginning of the match and that shit starts tightening up because I think they went for their slow chain. Then shit happened. Then I think Bulldog was calling it. I think Brett then started calling it, and shit got tight. I could have watched another 10 minutes.
Because I remember Brett and Owen. I remember it was pretty much the same person.
See, Brett and Owen starts off really fast and tight, and then it gets looser. Then you start seeing a little flaws. But the match is, I mean, it's damn near perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this might go down as, this might be better than the Wembley match.
And they pointed out that he wore the same.
That's tough.
Bulldog wore the same tights from Wembley. That
Now they got blood on him.
that added to the he's gonna win.
You know the story behind Wembley, right? Like Bulldog was shot out of his mind.
Yeah,
Like, he didn't even remember that match.
So Brett had to call the whole thing and get him through it.
They didn't him and Bulldog go over it all week long.
Months.
Rehearsed it, practiced it. Here's what we're doing. Here's what we're doing.
because Brett's a perfectionist.
And the night before,
High.
Bulldog and Neidhart go out and get completely shit faced.
And there's no idea. So Brett pulls him through the whole thing.
So that day he's like,
I think maybe it's the blood. Maybe it's the quote unquote new generation that it looks a little more like a fight. And we actually had a heel versus face where they could do like heelish shit and face shit. If I would like to sit and watch these back to back, I might prefer this match over Wembley.
what I didn't like was once Brett got the win, Bulldog just kind of rolled out and walked away.
He did. He just walked away.
yeah, nothing.
No.
Hit that motherfucker. No, because he had to get to the backstage promo.
No sell, no.
And he didn't really wrestle heel. It was sort of a clean match. I mean, he
threw him
didn't,
around the outside.
Cornette was there.
yeah, but I mean, Bulldog didn't
With
really.
his Santa. He's got Santa on his racket.
Yeah.
We're watching a match, goddammit.
I mean, he lifted up the mat and he was going to do the Bulldog outside on the mat.
I
and-
don't.
Yeah. I thought it was good.
I hate the way Brett does a Bulldog.
A bulldog or a pile driver? Because
A
I think he
bulldog.
takes a pile driver. You don't. What?
What
you
was
mean
that?
the corner bulldog?
Yeah.
What?
It
That's
looks,
one of the best bulldogs
no,
ever.
It looks awkward to me.
That one move. What was that one move where Bulldog landed on his head? That didn't
oh
look
yeah,
good
right
at all.
towards the end of the match.
Yeah.
It looks like he necks himself.
I was like, oh my god,
I
that
thought
looks
that's
bad.
why they might have went home because I don't know. They might have went 30 minutes, but
Well, I forget
yeah.
what were they trying to do. I can't remember now.
something,
But
something out of the corner.
Yeah, and
He
Bulldog
necks himself.
landed,
He's-
like,
he's on
head
the second
first.
rope. Yeah,
I was like,
it's,
ooh.
it's the way Brett runs. I don't know.
And they're pile drivers. Who was it?
I'm so baffled
Was
by
it
your
Bulldog?
thoughts on
Bulldog's
wrestling.
pile driver looked
Yeah,
like he didn't hit it right.
yeah. Brett's looked weird. Brett did a pile driver. I don't know what it was. It's like, did he start sitting maybe before he was vertical?
Yeah, both of the pile drivers
It
looked
weird,
off.
yeah. And Jerry Lawler did say, he stole that from me. That's good, good. Jerry
Heel.
Lawler's supposed to hate Brett, but he even says Brett's a good wrestler. I love that shit. It's like when Bobby Heenan used to do that shit. Where it's like, oh, I got to give it to him.
Brett, in his book, said
This is why I don't watch old shit.
that
I'm so baffled by what you're saying about Brett.
that he's heard that before about I wrestle the same match over and over, but
Who doesn't? So does Flair.
and Cena with the 5 moves of doom. But Brett said, because I know it's safe and I know these moves
You don't get kicked in the head.
like the back of my hand.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Brett does take that turnbuckle and makes it look like it's an actual move. It's just an Irish whip.
Yeah.
But he makes it look like that's a devastating maneuver.
And he's supposed to be like, this Bulldog is a big muscle guy who just threw him.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to be selling it like, yeah. I like Bulldog too. I'm not.
Oh, I love fucking Bulldog. I love Bulldog. I've got a fucking hard on for Bulldog. Every match I think is amazing. His fucking full Nelson match with Warlord I fucking love. That's just a bunch of guys going before. How many fucking needles do I have in my fucking
You're
ass?
full. I think you're full.
He was never world champ, was he?
Bulldog,
Bulldog,
no.
no.
Intercontinental and tags, all he ever had.
European.
Why didn't they pull the trigger on him?
Not the best promo.
Well, when you have the biggest match of your life and you spend that weekend doing crack with your brother-in-law, you kind of fucked up anybody thinking you should be in that position of being
you don't
trusted.
seem very
with the world
responsible.
title. He had a good world title chase in WCW for Vader. Yeah.
And in WWE, he had like him and Taker had to Beware Dog. He had a few shots at the
That was
title.
never gonna be it. No, that wasn't Taker. That would have been Diesel. Beware of Dog was Diesel.
Oh, but he had a few shots at the title. And saying,
Yeah.
like they gave him
This
some
was
main
probably
event
his
pushes.
best one. That promo wise, everything wise, that could have been it. I could have saw Bulldog getting that belt, and then even chase it like, oh, Brett gets a rematch and then doesn't win, but wins the Royal Rumble, and then so now you got Mania. I'd go to Mania with a fucking Iron Man match between these two.
And then this is, what Mania is
12. This is Sean and Brett.
So it's not Montreal.
and it's Diesel and
What did you just say?
It's not Montreal.
Oh, Montreal. No, we got like 2 years for this.
Diesel and Taker.
I thought you said it's not Macho.
Is that- So Bulldog is almost on his way out, right? He's almost done.
Oh, where does he go?
Doesn't he leave for WCW and then come back?
He already left for WCW and came back. He was in WCW during, but while Flair was in WWE, he was in WCW. 92, 93, 90, maybe 94, but I think, no. So after Wembley, he goes away.
It was 92 was Wembley.
Yeah. So 93, 94, he's in WCW, then comes back. He comes back between 10. So he's 10, WrestleMania 10 and SummerSlam. He comes back at SummerSlam. Remember the cage match? He comes back. He's in the crowd, but he comes back, and that's when he starts wrestling. Then he tags. He's the what was their name? The U.S. Express. No,
with Luger. And
no.
10,
What was it called?
10 would have been
The Allied Powers.
Oh, yeah.
That's at 11.
10 would have been earlier that year.
Yeah. Right. So after 10, that's the first Brett and Owen. Then SummerSlam, they have their cage match. Bulldog comes back. At WrestleMania 11, he's tagging with Luger as the Allied Powers
the
versus
Blue Brothers.
Yeah, Eli and Jacob Blue.
The Harris twins, yeah.
Yeah.
When does he become Jeans?
That's
90,
when he comes
like
back
90.
Comes back
Yeah,
again
that's back from hurting himself in WCW on
with Warrior's Door.
Warriors thing, yeah.
Best thing there was getting rock bottom onto the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not. If that's the only version of Bulldog then you missed out. That's not
Yeah,
the
big
best.
time.
It pretty much.
And he'll tell you that. That's not his best. Well, he would
Well,
have.
he won't tell you that anymore.
But he would have told you that was not. That's why he wore jeans. His legs were.
He was making money. That's it.
So it's been a while since we reviewed a pay per view.
Stu probably called.
Would you give? Yeah. What would you give the whole pay per view? I actually didn't star the whole pay per view, but I'd give it a nice middle-ish 3.
Oh, for stars? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like A, B, C, D.
Oh no.
But if I'm giving it a letter grade, it's like a C.
Oh, that's
Like
about what a 3
C
is.
minus. But yeah, it's probably It's like a 3. The hog pen and the main,
Yeah,
the TV main.
That's what I have it.
Not the live main.
Yeah, I have it as those are the 2 best matches.
Pull it up.
I'm afraid to give my opinion on the hog pen.
If Diesel,
What's your opinion on the hog pen? You didn't say anything.
I didn't really like it.
Well, why?
I don't know. Like in my opinion,
Gimmick?
in my opinion, that was a 1-match show.
oh,
Yeah,
it
the hog
definitely
pen
is.
match, yeah.
No,
It definitely. You take Bulldog and Brett off. This is not. It's unwatchable.
I think the tag match was better.
Then the hog
opening
match,
match?
the hog pen match.
Yeah.
And so that you must have slept through Razor and Sid in that match then. No, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I just can't.
I don't like Sid.
And
Everybody else,
I can't believe what you're saying about
You know,
Brett.
you know what these in your house are? They're house shows.
They are.
Think this is a house show card.
Yeah, it's a house show pay-per-view. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a house show.
Yeah.
They just dressed it up.
I'm the youngest one.
Yeah, well, that's why I was hoping you'd have more input on this because we had seen these before. We grew up with these. So I was kind of curious to see what you would think about these kinds of matches. You know,
I was just watching it. I was just
different.
watching it, and it was just kind of
Seeing where some of the stars that you know their names, but you might not know their origins, like Hunter, came from, how they evolved into what they are now.
I knew everybody on here except for Nature Boy.
That's okay.
The crowd didn't know him either.
Yeah. You're with everybody
but,
else
like,
in Hershey that night.
I was just watching, and then until the main event came on, it was just
And the only one who's still in WWE is Hunter.
Sean. No, Sean wasn't.
Sean wasn't there.
Sean wasn't there. I wasn't there.
Bulldog's passed. Razor's passed.
Lawler, technically.
Is he?
He's on a Legends deal.
Maybe.
Vince isn't even.
No, I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
He is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
Oh, did you happen to notice the Hardy Boys?
I saw a bunch of dudes standing on the side during Santa Claus and Savio working to the back. I saw a couple guys on the side. Was that them?
No, they carried out Mabel.
Oh, did they? I did not notice
If you
that.
very quickly, 2 guys in the front carried out Mabel. Or
They
Jeff
might have
and
also
Matt.
been standing on the side then.
They could have, but
'Cause that would make sense of why they were on the side. They were waiting for that because that comes after Santa Claus. So.
Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt and Jeff, very
Were
young.
one of them wearing blue tights?
I don't even remember.
I thought maybe it was Jeff because he had the flat top.
Yeah, blonde.
Vanilla
yeah.
Ice.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I saw somebody in blue tights that had the flat top, and I thought, was that Jeff? I did not see Matt at all. But it was very quick when they're working to the back for Santa Claus and
Yeah. It's also very quick when Mabel comes out. They briefly show, but there they are.
So I think that was probably him then.
They're like, what, 17 or 18, super young.
Well, yeah, Matt's of age, and I
Jeff
don't know
is
at
not.
this point if Jeff is of age.
But they're enhancement talent.
Yeah.
They're not who you think they are, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the?
All right. Well, that was
Yeah.
fun. What?
So was that the first televised thing in Hershey or NP?
No,
NPA.
No, probably not. No, not at all.
That might be the first pay-per-view in Hershey.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But they've run house shows through there.
I know they ran in Allentown,
And they've
Hamburg,
done
but
Superstars tapings.
Hershey, though. Yeah, Hershey.
Because I've been to Hershey for a Superstars taping and saw some guy wrestle like 4 times.
Yeah.
Because they do it. That's like a month's worth of shows.
Mm-hmm.
so this is more of their stuff.
It's just fun to see because you weren't born yet and he was 6.
I was
And I was
really a kid.
17.
Yeah.
I was at this time. I am the age they're catering to.
Yeah.
So
Whereas I'm 17, so it's fun to see the different,
yeah,
So I had mentioned in the group chat about what I'd like to, but I want to go through and pick because I know there was a certain time where.
Well, you had mentioned the first NXT, and I will say, did you watch it? Have you seen it?
Clips of it.
There are like 2 good matches, but it's not
Well,
that good.
That's why
It's-
I want to go through. NXT.
you should
I
find
want to go through.
You should find an NXT when they start
Because
hitting their stride.
I know that was during the time he wasn't watching.
Yeah, but if you want to do that
And-
NXT era, I suggest the Fatal 4-Way ladder.
Yeah.
Sammy, Tyson, sorry, TJ. Tyson. I always
Tyson Kidd. Yeah. Neville.
Neville and
was it Bo?
No, Breeze.
Yeah. I always think Bo was.
not,
Bo
the
was
one,
already Bo lost it and got called right up.
not the one where Breeze wrestles.
Liger?
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
I don't know if like I said, I know that was a time where you didn't really pay attention to it, and I was just here and there. That was like
I didn't watch since day one.
I watched the game show, and then when it became a wrestling
Adam
program,
Cole.
I didn't watch it because it was only on the network.
It was.
And I didn't have the
but
network.
I loved it. I fucking loved it.
When it became on
That was
USA.
the show I was watching every week. At that time, like 14, I was watching NXT. I was not watching Raw. I was not watching SmackDown. I was watching NXT.
Because it was Steen, generico.
Well, no, not even that. Yes, Sammy, but I just liked the wrestling more.
It felt like an
you
indie
think
show.
about
Like,
if you go back and look at the first NXT show that is debuted on the network, it's a nobody is nobody. It's bullshit. You wouldn't, but who's on it eventually becomes somebody. And I've always been a guy who liked those guys might fucking be somebody.
it was the FCW
After there's somebody,
transition.
I stop caring. I like watching the chase of becoming. Where do you go?
Gargano.
What do you become? You know? So yes. And I was a big indie wrestling fan, so a lot of these guys were getting called up constantly. There was the Hideo Itamis and the Finn Balor's. Finn, I'd say I knew about that about a month before I had started watching. I heard, Prince Devitt is going to WWE, and I started going, well, who the fuck is Prince Devitt? And I started looking up shit, and that's when I found out about Bullet Club and New Japan, and holy shit, these matches with, he had matches with like Kojima and shit, and it was really good. That's where I learned about Kojima, and he was having great matches with people, so it was interesting, and that's when I started getting my love for New Japan. Mm-hmm. Again, I don't like you once you're fucking made. Once you're made, go to Raw and make your money.
Back what year was it? But you always share that you posted about
the Gargano thing.
Yeah.
I was like 2010.
This Gargano kid is going to be something.
I was watching King of Trios Chikara in like 2010, and I was like, man, that guy's really fucking good. He was teaming with Icarus, I think, and Chuck Taylor.
That was also around the time he fought Candace too, right? At promotions.
That I don't know.
Him and Candace had a feud.
But I know that watching that, I thought Johnny Gargano is like the guy. This guy is going to be somewhere someday.
And you said that about Jordan Oliver.
I do say that about Jordan Oliver, and I hope he has a good head on his shoulders because I think he's really special. Also, that Mathers kid in GCW.
Yeah.
I like him. I think if he breaks away from a tag team, which, Jordan Oliver also did, but surprisingly, Nick Wayne is the one that has got discovered through it. Now, we don't know if Jordan was offered stuff and decided, no, I want to finish out and I want to help AEW. I like Blake Christian. I saw him coming up. I knew when that motherfucker cut his hair, he's going to be a star. They always do. I don't know. There's something about guys with long hair who cut it short. They just become stars. And he broke out with he won like a cash-in type thing, and he beat Masha. Yeah.
What was Jordan Oliver and Nick Wayne?
East-West or West-East,
So,
something connection.
Nick Wayne, I think, or AEW filed trademark for that. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll see Jordan
I would
Oliver.
love to see Jordan Oliver on TV. I think he might get lost in the mix, like when they brought in like Andretti.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks of stuff and then done.
Oh, that's pretty cool that he did that, and then like Vikingo.
Yeah.
So this was our first review in quite a while.
Yeah.
We kind of got.
Let's bring it back. We got a lot of filler for
this
the fucking Rumble. And
might
Mania.
actually be our longest episode that's not a vlog. So
wonderful.
but we're back to our not roots, but back to doing our thing. So yeah, Christmas time is coming up. A couple weeks, 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, we got to do soon. Coming up will be our year-end reviews, our awards. We might want to go back and listen and remember what kind of awards we gave.
Yeah, or we can start
So
over.
we can start consistent. Okay. Fuck it.
We'll make it a yearly thing.
Who cares
'cause-
about consistency?
Yeah. Well, because before we did like toys and stuff.
Consistently inconsistent.
Yep.
Well, best toy is definitely the Danhausen exclusive.
So, Christmas in 2 weeks, but before that, this weekend, December 16th, Three Legacies Wrestling, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Brightside Opportunity Center for the last time in a little bit. they'll be going to Millersville University for January, February, March.
There will be lots of maneuvers.
Sorry, January, February. March will be at the Lancaster Convention Center. And then December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas on a Saturday, because Christmas is on a Monday. December 23rd, Hamburg Fieldhouse, the last wrestling show that will be put on at the Fieldhouse. It's sad. Go get some tickets, experience the history that was there. The light rigs are still from Vince Sr., Jimmy Snooker Coconut Spot.
That they talk about on Cultaholic.
Nice plug some stuff.
Good,
too,
I like
'cause
it. If I like your shit, I'm gonna fucking say it.
I'm not good at plugging. No.
I don't care.
So
It's not a competition.
no, yeah,
We all
no.
benefit.
No, I enjoy What Culture, Cultaholic. Which one did the punk thing? Was that Cultaholic or What Culture?
You're putting me on the spot, and I don't know. Might not have been either of them.
So busy end of the year for us.
Might have been like wrestling all day. I think something like that.
Busy end of the year for us. Thank you to our 2023 sponsors, Rise Up Nutrition, Stay Cheese, Nitro Bar. We will be adding a few in 2024. I want to get better at doing those. So, and then we're starting off January strong. January 20th, Millersville University, Three Legacies. Go support indie wrestling, local wrestling. You'll never know who you see in the big time. Like we said, Jordan Oliver might be one of those guys. One of the main guys in our area is Bro Keller. He's been doing a lot. We saw him on AEW and everything. So go out, support, have a good time. Cheap weekend night out. So
Love wrestling.
yeah, we'll do another review next week. Later.